Insemmilkom, sinjuri, nerġgħu ninsabu it-Teatru Manoel fej niġu ħafna drabi biex nagħmlu il-Culture News. Illum sa nagħtu ħarsa lejn il-preparamenti għal produzzjoni ta' Tosca. Thank you very much, Maestro, for inviting us to come and have a look at what you're doing.
Thank you.
What stage are you at? I mean, the preparations are going on.
Well, we are stepping on stage for the first time today, which means we are setting, correcting, fixing, moving things. When you work in a rehearsal room, everything is probably, when you come to the real place, you have all the real distances and you have to adjust a little bit. But we didn't have too big surprises.
When we met last time, you spoke about how much you loved Malta. You're staying in Valletta now. Mm-hmm. How are you feeling living here?
Well, nobody who is a normal human being with a proper sense of aesthetics wouldn't not like Valletta. Because Valletta is like an open-air museum. And one of my dreams is one day to be here 1 week without working, and just walking around with an archaeologist or someone like that, because I am sure that every stone has a story, and we are passing in front of them, and we don't know, you know. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I mean, Valletta is that.
You speak about maybe coming here without working, but I know you love your work. You're multi-talented. You've designed the stage, you're building the stage, you're performing. Tell me something about what you're doing for this performance.
Well, in this case, I don't want to sound like we are going to discover something new. I mean, we are going to narrate Tosca as people more or less think Tosca is. So we are not going to do any special concept or something that's out of the pot or something like that. We are going to be very traditional. We are in Malta, which is a very traditional city, very historical city, so we are not going to break the rules. The only thing we are going to do, breaking the rules space-wise, we are now standing on the pit. And normally this goes down, the orchestra is in there, and the action takes place on stage. In our case, because here we can fit, give and take, 35 people, and the orchestra of Puccini is 60 plus, there's no way we can fit them here. So we are going to fit them on stage, but not in concert version. It's going to be a full staged version behind a curtain that will be made up like a Maltese wall, like bricks, Maltese bricks. Well, I still have to see it, so I hope so. And the action will take place on the pit, which is raised to the level of the stage. Mm-hmm. So we are, I mean, you can see, we're going to be really singing in the face of the people.
And people will be sitting in the first row.
Yes,
also.
well, they will have some neck problems.
Yes.
But yes, people will be sitting there, and we will be really acting for them, like in a straight theater, like they will see every gesture and things that in opera usually you see from the distance.
Io conosco José Cura forse da 5 anni. La prima volta abbiamo cantato Otello insieme e poi 2 volte Tosca, poi abbiamo fatto Manoel, lui era il direttore e adesso è per la prima volta come regista.
Grazzi ħafna li rġajt il-għajdna. Kif tibda meta jkollok l-ewwel pjaniet biex se jagħmlu opera kbira bħal din?
L-ewwel niltaqgħu ma' director, jiġi d-director, tiġi l-costume designer, ikollha diġà id-designs ta' xi tkun trid minn għandna nagħmlu, niddiskutuhom. Speċjalment jekk ikun se jkun hemm xi quick changes, kif se tinża, jekk hux se tibqa' bihom, kun hemm ħafna dettalji.
Ġifieri huma meta ġew mill-Italja ġebu dawn magħhom.
Dawn kienu. Mbagħad mornant ġoħanut u nibdew nieħdu samples flimkien.
Ġifieri dak-tip kollu tal-kostumi.
Dan huwa għalija hija l-bibja tiegħi din hija kollu ta' Tosca, ikolli l-qisin kollu hemm. X'nonfqu u x'ma nonfqux fiha u l-irċevuti kolli kollox. Jekk jiġu darb'oħra forsi tkun terġa' titla' jekk inkun naf eżatt jien minha x'kostumi ntużaw fiha. Bħala ikollna rċevuti wkoll.
Ġmil ta' xogħol.
Dawn ikunu biċċi ta' samples li aħna nġibu, mbagħad peress li il-costume designer hija Taljana ma kienx magħna hawn Malta, kellna naqsmu drappijiet u nimmarkawhom 1, 2, 3, allura mbagħad minn hemm kienet tgħidli pereżempju nużaw it-2 u nużaw it-3 u jiena mmur bit-2 u 3 sempli ta' 2 u 3 u nġibu l-materjal.
First of all, I really want to give my thanks to Dorothy and Sarah, because without them, nothing will be possible. They are very, very, very patient, and we understand very well, like a unique thought. And this is the costume of the first act of Tosca. Every character of Tosca has more or less one costume in all the show, because it is 1 day long action. Only Tosca has 2, because this is the first one of the first act. With this costume she goes to Cavaradossi in the church. It's a day dress. Tosca is a very beautiful character because in the death of his soul is very insecure, but she's a very famous singer, so is a complex character. She likes very much to be seen, and she likes to be beautiful in front of the others, like a diva. She is very elegant, but with a color that not passed unseen.
Għandha 3 tipi ta' materjal fuqha, taħt għandha l-abjad.
Sewa.
Għandha l-abjad taħt, u mbagħad għandha x-xifon fuqha biex joħroġ l-abjad minn taħta, u mbagħad żidnilha din ukoll fuqha.
Ħafna xogħol.
Hawnhekk hawn texture ieħor, fiha ħafna textures u fiha ħafna xogħol. Ovvjament di qed jonqosna nżidula ċ-ċejn u s-salib, so qed jonqos aktar dettalji.
Maestro, what do you feel about the preparation for this performance?
Well, actually I am very, very excited because it's the first time that I conduct in this situation, which is with the orchestra behind the singers and behind all the stage movement. I think in this marvelous theater, a very, very excited experience.
How has your work developed with José Cura and his team?
Well, I know José for many years. I worked with him many times. And it's really incredible how he can take away from the people the best that the people can make. And as a conductor, I have the feeling that all the thing that we will have with the music is already make it in the stage for the singers, for the acting, and I hope that will be a very compact show.
It's the very first time that such a big production of Tosca is taking place in Malta. How do you think Malta will react to it?
I hope, and I'm pretty sure that will be a great success, because not only because of the theater, but for all the situation. The staging is wonderful. The dresses, the lights, all the things that you can see here are really small, delicate, and very nice to see, not only to listen. That is why I think that will be a great success.
Tell me something about your team. Very hardworking. I've met most of them, I'm sure.
But you cannot be part of my team if you are not, if you don't own a great endurance. Because I start every day at 8 and I keep on going until midnight, because it's the only way to do such a show. Mostly in places like the Manoel, where the structure is not the structure of a big theater, where you have specialists and a team for each little detail of the thing. People here with a lot of goodwill, everybody does everything. Mm-hmm. A couple of them do nothing, but that's another conversation. But in general, everybody does everything, and that's why you need to work hard with them.
Mm-hmm. They've been with you a very long time.
Well, Silvia, my costume designer, and my co-stage designer, who is an architect, and I used to say she has been my teacher in designing stages, because she taught me everything. Now she says now I'm better than her, but that's her opinion. She's my great supporter, inspiration, and also the devil advocate, usually. And we've been working for 20 years, yes. Mm-hmm.
Then we can see the other costume of the second act, which is a little bit different because it's a work dress. The dress with which Tosca goes in front of the Queen of Naples to have the concert for the party in the Palazzo Farnese.
Sara, għajli eżatt, x'inhu r-rol tiegħek f'din il-produzzjoni?
Mela jiena ħajjata ma' teatru u fil-produzzjoni qed nagħmel il-kostumi tal-kor. So għandi l-kor tal-adulti u għandi l-kor tat-tfal ukoll.
Millik xawek, kif qed issiba l-karriera tiegħek hawnhekk?
Tajjeb ħafna. Il-fatt li tiġi għax-xogħol għall-passjoni tiegħek hija xogħol issa saret xi ħaġa li ta' kuljum niġi ferħana x-xogħol. Ġifieri niġi wkoll il-magna taħjata qudiemi, drappijiet kullimkien, kostumi ħin kollu, ġifieri vera esperjenza sabiħa u lesta biex titgħallem iktar.
Kif jħossok taħdem fuq din il-produzzjoni b'tant stil internazzjonali?
Taqbdek daqsxejn ta' anżjetà you want to do your best. So għal-dejjem tipprova tara li dak kollu xi tagħmlu b'ċertezza, tagħmlu bil-qalbu u tara li timxi tajjeb mal kulħadd, ħalli fl-aħħar mill-aħħar inti ħad tkun qed tgħinhom jilbsu, jkunu komdi miegħek, so tibnu relazzjoni man-nies fl-istess ħin.
Naf li Dorothy tkun hawn fil-opening night fil-performances, inti wkoll taħdem bħala dresser.
Ija, eżatt. So ħankun qiegħda ngħin lil kulħadd jilbes, nara li qabel joħorġu jkunu kulħadd on point, naraw li ma jkunx hemm xi ħajta l-ewwel hemm ħirġa u ma jkunu komdi fil-kostum dejjem.
Għandek kostum favorit?
Jiena l-libsa ta' Tosca l-blu taġobni l-iktar. Nara li l-kuluri hemm shades differenti tal-blu vera jkomplementaw il-xulxin u fl-istess color scheme u nara li just layers differenti jagħmlu ċertu effett lill-libsa.
La mia parte preferita per cantare.
Sì.
Quando si canta il Te Deum. Che 3 sbirri, una carrozza, presto, seguila dovunque vada, non visto provvedi.
Georgia, what is your work here?
Here I work with Silvia and I help her with the costume department, the atelier and down in stage. So,
how are you finding Malta?
Oh, nice, very nice. Mm-hmm.
And you've been working in productions like this before?
Yes. I worked for some production in Venice for Teatru Manoel and also other production with Silvia and Jose.
Mm-hmm.
And
what is it like being part of Jose Cura's team?
First of all, an honor, and it's so excited and beautiful, so I like very much.
I asked to Georgia what I want, and she designed for me. And we work very much months together to have the final design. I am also the co-set designer with Jose, and with Jose we taught all the design of the show.
Quando metto il costume e già mi sento Tosca. È stato molto facile entrare nel ruolo. E volevo dire grazie a tutte queste bravissime donne.
Jekk hemm xi ħaġa li titranġa, nibqa' nirranġa biex il-prodott ikun dejjem l-aqwa li jista' jkun. Wara kollox dan huwa teatru nazzjonali u l-kostumi huma minn fuq karta, minn fuq stampa, ġew realtà u tarhom fuq l-istage qegħdin jimxu hija xi ħaġa.
Għandek il-kamra wek mimlija production ta' prestigju ħafna, l-ewwel darba li qed issir ta' dan l-standard għaw Malta, għandek ħafna kantanti għawek, soprano, għandek il-Jose Cura, nies li huma ta' fama internazzjonali.
Huwa onur kbir li qed naħdmu ma' daw in-nies ma' Jose fl-istess ħin anka meta jikkumplimentana tgħid tieħu pjaċir ħafna, mhux għax il-Maltin le, imma bniedem bħalu tipo tieħu gost immensu. U titgħallem minn għandu wara kollox titgħallem minn fuq kulħadd.
Għax hu kollox fuq kollox jaf jiddisinja l-istage, jaf jikkondaktja, jaf jikkantja, jaf jidoq il-mużika, kollox jaf jagħmel. U anki jinteressa ruħu bil-kostumi wkoll.
U l-esperjenza li għandhom hu xi ħaġa imprezzabbli.
Għajdli liema kostum huwa favorit tiegħek ta' din il-production?
Jiena naħseb illi il-ħamra, il-kejp twila.
Il-ħamra jisa kif tara jisek taħsek, drammatika ħafna.
Rajta bil-qeda, frittat aw f'xena minnhom, kif toqgħod bil-qeda, il-kuda tagħha tibqa' deret sabiħa ħammens fuqhom.
Dopo Tosca devo fare Cavalleria Rusticana, poi devo fare La Forza del Destino con Stefano Poda, grande regista, mio amico. Poi devo fare Abigail da Nabucco e Turandot. Tante belle cose, difficili ruoli.
What do you hope to achieve from this performance?
Well, I want to achieve this thing that I thought before, this union between the music, the orchestra music, the singers and the staging, which is really a very rare thing to find in this moment in the world.
The stage here in this theatre is being designed and it's a big secret. Can you give us one small hint?
No, because I think this secret is for good. Because it's very important that the public has this thing really for the very first time, with any clue before.
Sono davvero molto felice perché quando sono con José è una cosa incredibile. Mi dà tanta energia. Quando lavoro con lui non è opera, è tutto vero, è tutto così naturale. È grande esperienza per me, è grande gioia.
Bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho, que tengo miedo perderte después.
Tell me a bit about your talent in stage design.
Well, a few people knows that I have been taking pictures. I've been a photographer for a long time. I have some published books of photography. So I have a natural, how can I say, a natural relationship with aesthetics and balance and lights, which doesn't mean that you can be a stage designer, of course. So in the beginning, when I did my first show almost 15, 16 years ago, I had a lot of ideas, but I didn't know how to make them work. And as I was saying before, it was there that Sylvia stepped in as an architect and said, you have to do this and this and this and this and that. And then the second show was a little bit less of Sylvia and more of me, and then eventually we just balance our collaboration, and we have a very, very good understanding, and that's the way we work. This time, for the first time, also we have an assistant, Georgia Padoan. We never worked with an extra assistant. This time we are doing it because we knew we were coming to a place where we needed to have our hands almost in every plate. We are getting a lot of collaboration from the people in the house, mostly from stage hands, people in the office, etc. So we have a strong family feeling. Like in every family, some people are disturbing a little bit, but I'm saying this very openly. And but some other members of the family are fixing that disturb, and so it's even better. Mm-hmm. For example, tomorrow at 6 a.m. And I'm saying this openly because it's a special way of saying thank you. At 6 a.m, the stage hands are coming when is their day off. Just out of respect and love for our work, they are coming at 6 a.m. to fix a problem that could have been prevented and was not.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry
Don't
to hear
ask
that.
me by whom.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Okay.
I know, the stage, the setting is a very, very big secret, but can you give us a small hint?
Well, it's not a lot of a secret anymore because it's leaking everywhere. So it's very difficult to keep a secret in an island, you know. I mean everybody knows everybody here. We are, of course, doing Tosca in places where Tosca could have taken place. I mean, we're not doing the first act in a greengrocer's and the second act in the supermarket. I mean, we're not those hysterical. We are doing it in a church, in an office, etc., etc. But the difference is that instead of happening in Rome, it's happening in the Malta of the Inquisitor's time. Something that could have been possible, perfectly possible. So instead of Santa Maria della Valle, is going to be the co-cathedral exactly in the chapel of St. John, where the Caravaggio is, just as a way of paying tribute to Malta, of course. And the second act and the third act are taking place in the Inquisitor's Palace in Birgu. The second act actually is where the Inquisitors interrogated. I mean, it's all folklore because a lot of people say that everything there is just made for tourists and was not exactly like that. But okay, in the imagination of people, it's like that today. And the third act is taking place in front of one of the jails, of one of the several jails that if you go to Birgu, you can see. So I think a lot of people have been talking about, and they say, we've never been in the palace. I mean, Maltese, we've never been in the palace. Okay. So I think that after this Tosca, the palace will get a lot of visits out of the blue, and I'm very happy for that.
That's good. So you're promoting Maltese culture. Can you allow us to give our viewers a sneak peek?
Yes, a little, because the stage is really not built, and it's not that I don't want to show the underwear of the stage. It's okay, we have nothing to hide, but it would destroy the fantasy. Mm-hmm. So let's just have a look to the middle there.
Come si dice grazie in Maltese?
Grazie ħafna.
Grazie ħafna.
Grazie ħafna.
Grazie ħafna.
I love Malta so much, so come and see Tosca.
We are working very, very hard to make this representation of Tosca a great artistic experience. And I am absolutely sure that you will enjoy this opera, this marvelous opera.
Voglio invitare tutti che amano musica, bella musica, opera. Io promesso faremo belle recite.
Because of the limitations, the physical limitations of the Manoel, it's not your everyday thing to do such a big opera like Tosca in Malta, in the main island. And most of the operatic work has been taken during years by the Gozo operatic family. And my compliments for their efforts. I've been there, I saw those theaters, I met them, they're doing a great job. So if you are not jealous, and we are gonna a little bit try to do something in Malta, and I hope everybody can come and enjoy what we are doing and support the effort of the theater.
Grazzi Sinjuri li segwejtu il-Culture News illum fejtajna ħarsa lejn il-preparamenti għal produzzjoni speċjali ta' Tosca. Jekk għandkom xi kummenti ibatuhom permezz tal-WhatsApp fuq in-numru li jidher fuq l-iskrin. Jiena Hogg għal Net TV.